Greetings and welcome. Today is January 3rd, 2024, and this is my first of bi-weekly Wednesday YouTube lives. Today I wanted to start by explaining my intention behind this series, what I'm kind of hoping and or expecting, and then I wanted to drop into the first one. Firstly, one of the things that I wanted to create with this series was a little bit of structure, both for myself and a regular repeating structure for anybody who is searching for this kind of online support, to be able to have an expectation and anticipation of this. I don't know if I will in fact be able to make 26 consecutive bi-weekly Wednesday morning lives, but it's my intention to do so. I have scheduled them for the next several months, and within a little window of time, sometime between 10 and 10:30 Eastern Standard Time every other Wednesday morning, I hope to be doing this. So welcome. And I'm going to do my human best to be here every other week. I hope you are too. I don't know. So here's the thing. As with all things, I'm having a learning curve. So I think there's any number of ways that people can be typing to me in real time and stuff. And I don't know how to do all that yet. So if you're trying to hail my attention, I might have to just respond to you after this is all said and done and posts online, because I don't really know how to do all the things, tune and read and monitor script and all that. So that's what I'm doing. What I wanted to start with today is basically an extension of how I begin every one of my private sessions, which is electrically, I start below, or electromagnetically, I start below people's feet and I ground them. I ground their energy and I sort of land and arrive in the session energetically. And that, on sort of a one step bigger, is my focus today. Here we are we're on the first Wednesday of the year, and I wanted to start with a grounding, but really start with a very intentional arrival into our bodies. The various themes of personal work and professional work that I have been doing always sort of wind up being some variation on how do I, or my clients, how do they work with themselves, with their life experience, to move through their life experience with the best experience by creating the best experience for themselves, emotionally, physically, financially, all the things, relationally. I follow many professionals, one of whom is Dr. Gabor Mate, and his work has really metamorphosized quite a bit in the, I don't know, I guess about decade that I've been aware of his body of work. But an early definition that he had of trauma is a separation from self. And I really love that because it's simple, and it reminds me of those old Tom and Jerry cartoons where Jerry Mouse will hit Tomcat's tail with a hammer, and Tomcat goes, "Wah!" and his eyes pop out and his fur comes off of his skeleton, and then it comes back. Any hardship, any bad event, anything, any trauma, big T or little t trauma that we have, we do a Tomcat moment where we kind of and we leave ourselves. And so much, and now there's all this amazing content about somatic workout and somatic experiences and how to get back into your body and how to read messages from the body and all of this stuff. And people have a really hard, if you have lived sort of adjacent or just above or out of your body for any amount of time or decades even, it's really hard to be in your body. So that's where I want to start. I wanted to come back into the body. I was reading some notes of mine the other day, and this scientist and artist named Neri Oxman quoted the statistic that in 2020, so now we're officially 4 years out from that, in 2020, the anthropomass exceeded the biomass globally. What that means is there is more made stuff that humans made than there is organic, growing, naturally occurring matter. The little quip she made was more phones than bones. And so many of the pains that I deal with now are about our disconnect from self in all of the ways that that can look. And if we have used our technology and our intelligence to move away from nature and away from organic, I would like to commit and intend this technology and this technology and this technology of mine to drop us more deeply into our bodies and to start there. And that's where the messages are, and the harmony and the balancing of this wisdom is where it's at. So with that, I'm going to begin. Everybody just take a deep breath. And if you're kind of sidecar kind of watching this at work or whatever, just breathe quietly, but breathe with intention. And feel that air. Feel the air arriving into your nose. Feel your lungs and your ribs expanding. Feel how tense you are, or if you're not. A lot of imagery towards the end of last year was around Don Quixote, and he is nearly exclusively pictured on his horse or with a horse. And as I was going to bed last night thinking about making this video, I was thinking of our bodies as our trusted steeds. And back in the day when we did not have cars, when we did rely on animals or our own organic selves to transport us around, like, sometimes the horse would know that there was a snake predator or that there was a bog or something when the rider wouldn't even know yet. And it was that synergy, it was that collaboration of the rider with the trusted steed that made journeying possible. And we have gotten so disconnected from that. More phones than bones, more cars than cartilage. I just made that up. But we can use technology to draw us closer to biomass, to improve and harmonize. And for anybody who has sort of avoided re-entering, making friends with, deepening their relationship with their body because it's hurting, or because they know that they've been ignoring signals, and there's some fear or some anxiety or just it's like such a disconnect, like I don't even know how to get back, Rebecca. Like nature knows, like set the intention, say, I'd like, trusted steed, I'd like to deepen my relationship with you, and just trust that it's gonna happen. Trust that you know the way back to you. So, because you do. We're right here. We're right here. So. And, you know, it reminds me of sort of yoga teachers' various urgings and rememberings about, like, the mat's always there, yoga's always there. You never left your practice. It's like you never really left your body. If you're watching this video, it's with you right now. Yep. You can't have gotten that far off because you're sitting here watching the video. Well, hey, you're there. Hey, voila. We've arrived. We're here. And just like with all relationships, it's just about noticing where the relationship is and then starting to deepen from there. So, there. And might does not make right. It's not like, oh, well, I listened to my body, and so now, yep, that's right. I'm tired, and I'm achy, and I'm overwhelmed, and I'm blah, 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 and this needs to be fixed, and this needs... No. So, I mean, maybe all those things are true, okay? So just like a trusted steed, all right, kind of start to veer towards a water source, okay? Kind of start to veer towards a hay bale. Okay. Need to go to the vet? Okay. Just pick up the phone when we're done with this and book an appointment if something's hurting. Just start to be tender and start to care and start to listen. Start to listen. Start to listen. Listening. That's another, in a session a few days ago in which I was the recipient, the animal of a moth came up, and in the notes that I was reading that I don't even remember writing, I have written the two animals that hear the most acutely are elephants and moths. And I listened for a living. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but I really didn't know that about a moth. Elephants, I knew that about. Moths, not so much. Listen to your body. That's how things transform. Listening. It's interesting. What's really coming out is in this moment, listening is like an exhale. It's like emptying the lungs so that you can take a large oxygenated inhale. It's like you can't do a thing. You can't understand where you are. You can't understand another person. You can't assess a situation unless you listen first. That's the readying. That's the emptying. That's the preparation, is the listening. So. Wow. All right, I'm feeling complete. My intention is to keep these relatively short. I will continue to make my sort of recorded videos, but in these lives, I I want to keep them short and accessible and little sort of active meditations, recollections. Oh, the other thing, yeah, this is really important. The other thing, the other note that I made right at the beginning of COVID, when the world had shut down and people were deeply, deeply struggling with the effects of that. This one interview that I heard, the guy was saying, okay, find somebody who is more emotionally regulated than you are and then co-regulate with them. Get yourself to a better place. And then find somebody, go out, ask a neighbor how they're doing. Or if they're not doing great, then you co-regulate with them. And then you build this sort of co-regulation, sort of uplifting, more coherence, community chain, kind of like a phone tree, but a community chain with that. And these, I wanted to keep them short and sweet and like a regular interval, predictable coherence chain community. Yep. Ha. Mm. All right, I'm going to drop this in, really anchor this in for today, for everybody who's here. May this coherence, may this tuning, may this clarity serve you, and then from you, may it extend outwards to others. I see that people have joined me. Thank you. I didn't know if this would work. I imagine many things about this will become more smooth as I go along. But thanks for creating the first link in the chain, y'all. Oh, thank you, thank you. I will be back here in 2 weeks' time, and we will do the next increment in this. Be well, be well. Happy times, community. Happy New Year. Thanks.